Of course he can't get rid of Jinx that easily. Ekko's not even surprised when she shows up again. It's supposed to be a quick, simple mission, a job suitable for one person, and it would be a quick, simple mission if it wasn't for her. Ekko has barely landed when she emerges from the shadows and walks right up to him, twirling her pistol around her trigger finger. Ekko stills, breathes through his nose, never takes his eyes off her. Jinx circles him like he's her prey. There's always an aura of danger lingering around her. You can never know if you're going to make it out alive or not, which is why usually Ekko would have already tried to restrain her. The keyword being usually.
Where are the rest of your Firelight friends?
I had a feeling you'd show up, so they're not here today.
Did you want to be alone with me that bad? Or did your little friends get too scared?
No, but I did. He consciously only answers her second question and ignores the first one. I told them to sit this one out. I didn't want them to possibly risk their lives.
So you didn't want to spend time alone with me?
No.
Is that a lie? Because I don't like liars.
She taps her pistol against his cheek. Really bold to provoke him like this. And I don't like having guns pointed at me. Ekko knows better than to escalate the situation. It would only make things worse for them both. Put that thing away. Jinx laughs but takes a step back.
Scared?
He would be foolish not to be. Ekko knows all too well how lethal she is with her weapons. Why are you here? I don't see anyone else from your team either. It's just us here. Jinx seems taken aback by the question as her lips purse together.
Had a feeling you'd show up.
She repeats his words back to him. So in other words, you came here for me. A muscle in her jaw twitches. The mere sight of him seems to irritate her as her eyes narrow. She gets closer again, leaning into his personal space. Ekko's hands ball into fists, but he manages to keep them by his sides. This time Jinx taps her gun against her own jaw, making sure she's close but not touching him. Ekko can feel her breath on his skin, and he almost misses the way her petite deadly fingers felt between his eyebrows. Ekko's hand slips inside his jacket, his fingers gripping his pocket watch. Tick, tick, tick. The watch reminds him of their fight on the bridge, of how he hid the watch in his fist, and used that fist to beat her up. It reminds him that he doesn't have all day to just stand here. Even if he kinda wants to. Jinx studies his face.
I called you pretty.
Do you remember that? She just stares at his face, hopefully admiring him, and Ekko can't believe he's even into the night black circles under her eyes. Instead of trying to read her micro-expressions, his eyes find their way to the cloud tattoo on her neck. He stops his thoughts before he can think about it too much, before all the messed up emotions have the chance to resurface. Now that you're sober, do you still think so?
Huh?
That I'm good looking? Her face falls. She forces out an awkward chuckle before leaning away from him.
I've been thinking...
She starts, dodging his question.
I know you're going to refuse because you're boring. But you know what we could be. You and I.
Friends? He jokes with a bitter taste in his mouth. So much for trying to avoid a fight with her. If that doesn't provoke a knife to his throat, nothing will.
Oh, that's what this is all about, huh? Does the boy savior want weak little powder back?
Her words feel just as painful as a knife would. I know that's not gonna happen.
Good.
They maintain eye contact with each other, neither of them backing down. The pocket watch almost burns through his gloves. Fine, tell me then. What could we be? Jinx loses their staring contest as her eyes waver.
Nothing.
She briefly squeezes her eyes shut, and he wonders if she's hearing something no one else can hear. He wants to touch her, place his hand on her shoulder. The temptation to beg her to share all her thoughts with him like she used to do when they were kids is devastating. Luckily, Ekko has almost a decade worth of experience dealing with Jinx and his complicated feelings towards her. So he keeps his mouth shut as she lowers her gun, gives him one last nasty glare, and starts walking away from him, letting him go without a physical fight. Ekko can breathe freely again. All of a sudden, Jinx turns to face him once more.
Catch!
Something small flies towards him and Ekko catches it and drops it instantly. His heart jumps to his throat because it is a tiny monkey, and this time he won't have time to get away. He should never have ruffled her feathers on purpose, should never have talked to her at all, should never ever have trusted her enough to let her. The bomb explodes and soon Ekko is coughing his lungs out, surrounded by a cloud of harmless pink dust. Even though Jinx has already disappeared out of sight, he can hear her laughter echoing all around him.